Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Nat and this video is part 2 in the Nat Goes Interrailing little series that I'm doing. I don't know if that's kind of a cheesy title, but we're going to roll with it for now. This video is all about my 2.5 days in Berlin. So after my train mishap in Paris, I ended up on a 9-hour train from Paris to Berlin, and every disco I've been in. Jokes. If you know that song, good on you. I arrived in Berlin quite late at night, so I just went straight to my hostel and checked in. I looked around the sort of social area and everyone was in large groups, and I know that a large group doesn't mean that you can't join in, but I was just a little bit intimidated, so I just went straight to my room, which was a 42-bed dorm. Whenever I said that I was going to stay in a 42-bed dorm, people were absolutely shocked, like, oh my god, that must be horrible, but it was actually sectioned off into smaller rooms, so I was basically staying in a 12-bed, which was absolutely fine. In the morning I went upstairs to the hostel kitchen. I didn't end up meeting any friends in the kitchen, so I took myself for a nice long walk to the east side gallery. Not too far from the East Side Gallery, there's a restaurant called the Secret Garden Vegan Sushi. So I went up there just to check out the menu, and I just absolutely had my mind blown. So this tea has got agave, ginger, lime and all the good stuff for a sore throat, which I currently have, but it smells so incredible. Like, I really want to recreate this at home. I've tried to remake it at home, but it wasn't as good, so I just have to go back to Berlin and have some instead. For my main, I ordered something called the Good Life Don Bowl. It had tempeh, barbecue sticks, sesame seeds, caramelized pumpkin, cabbage, black rice. It was amazing, and honestly, whenever I think back to that meal or I look at a picture of the bowl, I just want to go back to Berlin just so I can eat there again. It was amazing. I took myself on a bit of a walk around. I walked around Museum Island and some of the central spots in Berlin. That evening I went out to buy some ingredients for dinner, went up to the hostel kitchen and ended up meeting 2 amazing girls called Maddie and Anna, who are both from the UK as well, and we planned to go on the free walking tour the next day. That was day 1 complete. I spent a night in my 42-bed dorm and it was absolutely fine.
So I get so cringe when I speak to camera because I never normally do it.
Be chill.
Okay, I'm gonna be chill. Okay, so it's day 2 in peace sign. It's day 2 in Berlin. I've made some friends. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Maddie.
I'm Anna.
I'm Yuki.
And they're all staying at the hostel that I'm staying at, and we're on a free walking tour today, which is incredible. It's absolutely boiling, but we're gonna have a good time.
If you go anywhere, I would definitely recommend seeking out a free walking tour because 1, they're free. You can just tip your tour guide at the end if you felt like the tour was good. And they show you so many local sites, they recommend things, and will give you such context to the place that you're in, especially if you're going for the first time.
This is the memorial to the murdered Jews of Europe. It just gives you a feeling like I feel really still despite the walkways going up and down and the blocks being above me.
After doing a walking tour in 32-degree heat, we were very hungry, and Berlin just happens to be famous for currywurst, which is basically sausage with ketchup and curry powder on top.
Hello, sir. Give me the number, please. The number, the 29. Okay.
Oh my god! Do you want to?
Berlin is also famous for street photo booths, so we found one that was close to the currywurst place.
Oh god! Oh my!
Wait, where?
Yeah! Oh no! Yeah, we're doing it again.
Right.
They better. Yay, they're good.
By then it was the hottest part of the day and we decided we did not want to be walking around in 32-degree heat, so we went inside the topography of Terra, which is a history museum.
It's just got a little bit too hot for us now, so we're going to find a park, some ice cream and some shade. Maybe it's just a stereo. Is that? Yeah. So we've just walked around the Tear Garden and we found the Victory Memorial. Victory Memorial? The Victory that's great. The Victory Column. And we've now just stumbled upon this Soviet memorial and just discovering things as we go along in Berlin.
In the evening we all made dinner together.
So this is our spread that we've concocted. So we've got some salad, couscous and veg, something that we thought was halloumi but isn't, hummus, bread, avocado and a good company. Wow.
Then finally we braved the hostel communal area and ended up playing some card games with some really nice people.
Good night.
On day 3, my original plan was to leave for Prague quite early in the morning, but I loved Maddie, Anna and Miyuki so much that I wanted to spend a couple of extra hours with them. All of the trains to Prague. You don't need a reservation for any of the trains that go to Prague, so I was quite happy to be flexible and just get the last train of the day, which was at 3 p.m. By this point, the heat in Europe was getting a little bit too much for us, so we went to weekday, bought swimming costumes and then hired Lime scooters, which are basically those electric scooters that you can hire off the street, and scooted to somewhere called Lake Platense. I think that's how you pronounce it, Lake Platense. I'll put the word up on the screen now.
We're like 6 minutes away from our destination. Our Lime journey has been great so far. Slightly confusing, but so it's been about 35 degrees in Berlin each day I've been here. So we've decided to come to a lake and just relax, sit on the beach, swim in the lake. I'm so excited to cool down. Oh my god!
After a couple of hours of sunbathing and swimming, I left the girls to go and catch my train to Prague, which took about 6.5 hours. It was stunning. The Czech countryside is so beautiful, so many lakes, hills. It was just lovely to look out the window. Like, you can't get bored taking trains in Europe. In the UK, you literally just get fields, but in that part of Europe, it's amazing countryside. And then I arrived in Prague and that was it for my time in Berlin. I really don't feel like I saw enough of Berlin. I don't think I saw much of it, to be honest, so I definitely want to go back to see more of the city, but also to eat more vegan sushi. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. My next video in this little Interrail series will be about my time in Prague, so subscribe if you want. Okay, cool. Bye.